started, let's do a prayer and note to everyone who's watching this is for entertainment purposes only. In divine trust, we are here to seek information from the universe to better our lives. I'm requesting information in the eternal now and requesting clear auditorial and visual communication so I can clearly understand what message is passed through. Please allow all of our master teachers, spirit guides, and loved ones who's crossed over to be here with us to help us with this process. And so it is. Okay, so readings are from 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to noon. And if just read the pinned message above to know what I need. There's a tip jar in the links. And if you want my email address to continue with me further, I have also put that in the chat box. Okay, let's all breathe because Mercury retrograde is still here. And what is Mercury retrograde? Mercury retrograde is, and so it is. Yes, thank you, LP. Mercury retrograde is when it feels like the wheels have fallen off your life. Things go haywire, especially electronics, communications. There's hurt feelings, there's misunderstandings. And my advice to you is to just flow with it and not make any rash decisions until December 17th. That sounded really far away a couple weeks ago, but we're almost there. Okay. So, LP, do you mind if I use your first name or do you just want to keep it with LP? Had the electronics, yeah. I tried moving in Mercury retrograde. It was fun. Okay, Leith, thank you. So, Leith, while I was doing my cards and doing my prep show before we came on, I had a card fall out. And this goes with what I was thinking exactly when I read your question. And your question is just a general reading, please. So the Page of Wands popped out, and it talks about inspiration, limitless potential, exploration. And right when I was having that come through, yeah, the art room has changed. I'm in a new state, actually. I might put some artwork back there. So, Leith, I see a focus on work for you. And immediately when I started to sink into this, it was, is there, they directly said something. Is there something, I wrote it down. Is there something he's always wanted to do, but made the choice to be more practical? So there's something in your work life that is not satisfying you anymore. And you're really thinking about this other thing that's going on that you might want to get into. They're leaning more to tell you to please look into that. Look into that. And let me read your cards here now. Yeah, this has to do with self-care. Yeah. You drift a lot. You're doing you've been drifting a lot and not really knowing where you're going to set up shop, so to speak, in your life. You do have this last card talks about having this inner strength inside of you that even when things look glim and tough, like you have this, you're going to get through it because that's what you have to do. And that's what you've done your whole life is just get through things. Now it's time to not get through them, but to actually live and enjoy them. So what I want you to do is make that a priority in your life to live and enjoy your life. And if work comes up that it's not like, okay, work's not supposed to be like a playground, right? But if it's not even just making you happy for the day while you're doing it, definitely time to find something else to do. Do you have any other questions, Leith, about what I said? And anybody else who wants to question, just add your date of birth and your question or the word general. Ooh, Leith, I'm coming up with so your karmic line is call to duty. So when I talk about your karmic line, I talk about your what you're bringing over from past lives is it was all about having to do a duty, a duty. I'm here to do a duty. And that's what you felt your whole life. You're here to do something that you're expected to do rather than something that you like. And the karmic pattern is there to be broken by you. So whenever you feel a pushback or like something in your stomach doesn't feel good about something, I want you to say, I see it, I feel it, I release it, and I choose. Um, and you could say, I choose to have motivation to go in the direction I'd like to go. So that would be one karmic pattern. That's your predominant one that you need to change. Anytime your life's supposed to flow, 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 flow. So if anytime your life doesn't flow, that's when you say those three things, four things. All right. You don't have the same motivation. Good. Now choose again. I choose again. Yeah. They're just saying this word over and over again, obligation. Are you the oldest in your family? For those of you listening, there's a little delay, so I'm just waiting for him. You're the middle child. Somehow, though, see, that was with the oldest in the family, that you have obligation. Somehow you've developed this obligation to do what's right, what's not particularly enjoyable for you, but what's right. Um, that's an interesting bloodline there. Because usually the oldest ones are, there you go. Yeah, the oldest ones are usually more dominant. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I get that from you. And now it's time for you to protect yourself in order to find a role in your life that you enjoy doing and spending your days doing. All right. Um, I'm going to talk a little bit about this karmic pattern that while we're waiting for others to step in and ask for a reading, let me talk a little bit about the karmic pattern that I spoke to Leith about, LP, who I've been talking to. So you have two or three main karmic patterns, and the karmic patterns aren't what we think they are. Karmic patterns are developed over our past lives, and they are what got us stuck in our past life. They possibly what made us die in our past lives. So, for example, I was a warrior. I had a warrior pattern. So, like, 10 years ago, I used to fight with everybody because I was a warrior, and that was my pattern. And in my past life, I was a soldier who died um, in battle. And that's just a short story. So you've had past lives where, um, hey, Abby, where what you're dealing with right now as a problem, you actually had to deal with in a past life and you did not solve it. So anytime you feel resistance from your life, resistance, this isn't right. I don't know that I want to do this. Da, 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 da. Just say, I see it, I feel it, I release it, and I choose again. Now, there's a rule to that. I don't want to do this. Say yes to everything, as long as it's not going to hurt you. Okay, because that's the way you break out of these patterns. That's the way you're going to end up seeing what pattern is, and this is primarily what I do with my clients, but what pattern is stopping you from just living your life happily. Okay, let's go to Abby. Abby, number 2. Yep. Nice to see you again, Abby. Spirit team. Okay. I'm going to get right down to this other question first, and I'm going to bounce back to you. Yeah. LP, that's exactly what it is. Impulsivity is also a big thing to do to break your patterns. Is like, even if you like go one way to work, go another way one day and things will kind of mix up. Okay. All right. Let's go to Abby, and she's a 2. And for those of you that are listening, a 2 means we all have spiritual numbers from 1 to 9. So I read their spiritual number to kind of hook into them. And if you want a reading, you put your birth date in and I'll get your number so I can hook into you. Um, let me see what my guides have to say, Abby. I see a big celebration coming up. Let's see what you got here. We'll get a Page of Swords, and pages are also and they like to search around and kind of get into a little trouble, because they're certainly not knights yet. But pages, what they do is they, look around things, and I kind of look at it as like a college kid, where it's like they have no responsibility, but they do. They have like college, and that's it. So they kind of get into trouble. Um, Progress in self confidence. Let's hope that is true, Abby. I'd love to hear about that. Um, and ooh, betrayal. Okay, they're gonna get back to this one on me. When I said big celebration, I'm like seeing it. I see the card where the celebration is, but I'm seeing it months down the road. Okay. Um, yeah, and a Page of Swords is you're restless and you have all this mental energy and you want to think things, and but you don't exactly know how to get them done. Um, so yeah, there is going to be a celebration down the road. I'm looking at late spring, early summer, but I definitely see that celebration card coming into my head. You did not get that. That was just what was in my head. The last card is talking about betrayal and getting away with something. I don't know how to say this, but it's coming through that it might be you that's trying to get away with something. And that's why they're not showing me exactly what it is. Are you struggling in class? You're struggling in a class and you're just trying to get through it? That's what I'm feeling is it's this heavy weight right here that you're trying to get through to this class so you can move on, but you're finding it, you know, they're showing me my pre-calc class, 4 credit class, 7:30 in the morning. It was fun. Um, yeah. So what you want to do is not stress so much about getting the highest grade. I want you to flip that. I want you to think about how much you have learned in that class because that's more important. Hey, Rainbow. Um, it's more important for you to learn than get the highest grade. So if you're trying to find ways that will help get you the highest grade without you actually doing the work, or, something like sharing notes, or not even notes, like trying to get questions. Um, don't worry about that. I want you to learn as much as you can in these classes, and the grades don't matter right now. Okay. What you need to do is get used to like college life. It's changed recently, and you're changing with it. Hey, Rainbow, I'll be right back. Hello, Abby. Rainbow, if you want a reading, you can put down your birth date and your question or general. All right. Let me see if I can get more out of this, Abby. Okay. Past, present, future. Okay, these are good cards. I did past, present, future, Abby. Right now, you're struggling with your self worth. You got the Nine of Pentacles. So you're struggling with your self worth right now, and that would go right along with what we're talking about having struggles in, some of your classes. Um, so that was in the past. So we're moving on, and let me explain that. Right now, this moment now is all that matters. The past was 5 seconds ago. Past was 10 minutes ago. The past was 2 months ago. You can't physically go to the past, okay? You also can't physically go to the future. So the only moment that matters is now. So when I'm talking about now and in the past you're struggling, that means we're talking about your college struggles, okay? Right now, you have some shiny qualities about you. You got the Knight of Cups, and knights are very stoic, and they like to go um, the forward and protecting people, and the protecting people could be yourself too. So right now, protect yourself in that you don't need to drag yourself down over this issue. And in the future, you got the Major Arcana card, the Justice card, which means you will come out on top. Justice will be heard um, for your grades, for your school, for your career, which I really feel your career is going to be a very strong one. You're going to enjoy it a lot. So, like I said, keep plugging away and don't worry so much about your grades. Worry about what you learn. Okay. Hi, Rainbow. Okay, let me just get your. Um, Let me know if you have any questions, Abby. Okay. Hey, Kelsey. Okay. Thank you for putting your 4-digit birth date down. All right, you're a 9, Rainbow. Um, oh, good. I'm glad, Abby. I'm glad. Okay. I'm doing things in order now. Bob's not here with me today, so it's just me reading your questions. So if I'm a little slower than usual, sorry. Okay. You would like to ask about my next relationship. My friend is going to introduce me to someone. Okay. So you're a number 9, which means you learn your life lessons, your karmic lessons through endings of things. Oh, there's a card for you. When they jump right out, that's for you. Okay. I see you. I haven't looked at this card yet, but I see you kind of dipping your toe into different ponds as for dating. Um, I really can't comment on what another psychic medium says because I'm not sure what they're seeing. I'm seeing you do kind of I'm going to date this one and this one and this one and this one. That's what dating's about too. I mean, you're not supposed to marry everybody you date. So I see you kind of playing the field. Um, and the reason you're asking me this is because you feel somewhat insecure in that relationships with the opposite sex. Um, yeah, okay, I hear you. Or the same sex. Um, and you shouldn't feel at all um, insecure about that because you're a good stock. You're a good person. All right. Celebration and joy. Um, okay. This card's going to be coming over the next few weeks. The celebration and joy. You're going to feel this big relief. I don't have to worry about this anymore. Okay. Um, it's like a homecoming. Like you're finally stepping into your life. And the next one is, yep, quiet power. There is a sense that you lose emotional control sometimes. And I'm going to say it's more by yourself than with other people. And it comes from these insecurities and the what's wrong with me's. And um, hmm, childhood wasn't easy. And that's where this is coming from. All right. And it's interesting because the next card came up as happy memories, childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia. It's not at all what I'm feeling though. Oh, okay. So that's what you're gonna feel when you also I'll give it to that guy in a second. Um when you go around and you kind of dip around, you're gonna start feeling like all this happiness and nostalgia and kind of like Christmas morning for a kid. Okay, so for this guy, let me put the cards away. He's kind of a dark horse. Um I don't see a long-term relationship. I see a kindred relationship, but there are things about him that you're gonna have. Don't ignore the red flags, that's what I'm trying to say. Don't ignore those red flags, because they mean something. Um, I mean, this person may be in your life for a long time, but I'm not sure that they're going to be romantically involved, but they're gonna be with you in your life in some capacity. Do you have any other questions, Rainbow? Again, we have a slight, delay because it's a delay from me to YouTube to you. Okay. Give me 1 second. I have this button in front that can't see all the questions. Yes. Okay, good. Any other questions though, Rainbow, before I move on? Okay. Okay. Yeah, just don't ignore the red flags. Right. Okay, let's move to Kelsey. Um, make sure I got the right birth date, and I did. Okay. Okay. I can give you the answer, Kelsey, in this immediate timeline, and let me explain that. Every single choice we make, we shift timelines a little bit. So let's say you, again, earlier I mentioned changing, going to work a different way. So let's say you go somewhere a different way. Okay, that's going to shift it just a little bit. Okay, if you move, it's going to shift it a lot. All right, if you change jobs, it's going to shift it a lot. So every single choice you make every day shifts your timeline just a little bit. Okay. And it's supposed to be like that. Yeah. That's exactly where parallel universes come from, Kelsey, is different timelines. And we've jumped major timelines in the last 20 years. Um, but I can tell you about that after I'm done reading you. Okay. So who's coming towards you in love? 6 months. It's going to be a friend of a friend. You don't even know this person yet. Um, and I don't think it's come to your friend's mind that this person might be good for you. Um, I'm going to shift a little bit. Okay, so you're going to run into this person by yourself if you shift a little bit. I'm seeing a white jacket, like a zip up jacket, sandy hair. Um, taller. I mean, not like NFL tall, but taller. All right, let's see what this says. Okay, so looking for this person has caused you a lot of tension in your life. Don't worry about that. It's gonna come. We're in a destiny. We are in a destiny world, but we're allowed to make our own choices, and that will get us there. So don't worry so much about, oh, where are they? They're gonna come. Um, with a lot of energy. You have a lot of energy. Um, does your energy I'm just seeing a lot of like athletic sports. I mean, not organized sports, but just like running or swimming or something like that that you tend to use to get your energy out. Let's see a question. Yeah, you have a lot of energy, and that's how you get it out without actually like going to somebody like, oh my God, you get it out yourself. Yeah, dating app. Forget the dating app. Um, it's going to be like old school. All right, and the last one. It's warning you against being impatient. So I say 6 months, and that generally is between 5 and 7 because time doesn't matter to the other side. It just gives me like a number. Um, so 5 to 7 months. Don't be impatient about this person. Continue your life, be sparkly and bouncy and happy. And when you find them, you will know that. Okay. And when you find them, let me know. Okay. Does anybody else want a reading? Kelsey, let me know if you have any more questions, okay? If anybody else wants a reading, all you have to do is put your name in, put your date of birth and the question general or question itself. Hey, Rachel, you may ask, just please give me your date of birth, month, day, year, and your question. I'm going to get back to Kelsey real quick. You can ask me a question about your career. Is there a specific question about your career, Kelsey? Okay, Rachel. Rachel, give me 1 second. I'm just seeing if Kelsey has a specific question. Looking for new love to come in. Okay. I want to know if sales is the right career for me. I'm graduating next year and I work networking with a lot of companies. Yeah, that's exactly what I saw, honestly, specifically pharmaceutical companies or the medical field. You'll do very well with it. There may become a point way down the line that you get frustrated. So I want you to have a backup career in mind that you can always fall back on in case it turns out that you have just done with that career. But right out, yep, you're going to do very well. Look in the medical field. Yeah, Kelsey, I see medical definitely. Um, unless it's a match where like how much salary you can make because pharmaceuticals is very high. Tech could be very high, but I am seeing in the medical field. So don't waste that, okay? Look in both. Okay, Rachel, let me get your number. Oh, no problem, Kelsey. I'm here almost every week. So you can come back and ask me anything you want for free. Okay, you're also a 9. Rachel, so you're a 9 as well. So that means you're learning your karmic lessons by ending things. Okay, any ending, like you move, store shuts down, you lose a purse, like that's all the endings that you incorporate in your life. You're supposed to learn from. Okay, Rachel, I'll check again. Okay. Seven. No. 1992. Oh, there we go. 7. Sorry, sometimes my math is too quick. Okay, so your life path 7, and that means you really are in the middle of 2 spiritual thoughts. So a 7 means that you're either fully into the religion that taught to you when you were growing up, or you're fully into the one that is directly divergent to it, or you're in the middle, so you have 1 foot and 1 foot. Okay, it is the most spiritual of all numbers, and You have the ability. I think you have the ability. You have clear audience, the ability to hear things. Did you ever hear anything and like you said to people like, "What's that?" And they're like, "I have no idea." I'm seeing dreams and clear audience, and I haven't said that to anybody um, since I started the show. So pay attention to that, okay? Dreams, especially. Yeah, yeah. You're gearing up to get there. Okay. So sorry, I must lost your question now. Okay. Looking for new love to come next couple of weeks. Like dead people. Could be your spirit guides. It could be somebody passed over. It could be an angel or master teacher. It could be Jesus. But you'll know when you hear it. The first time I ever heard it was when my father-in-law had passed away, and he was up the street. We lived close to them, and I was at our house getting food down for the dogs, and all of a sudden I heard him say, "Stace," and I turned around and like I heard him before I saw him, and it was clear as day, like I'm talking to you, right? Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Okay, so the next couple weeks are about a love interest. New Year's, around New Year's. Um, it might just be like a short term thing, but I definitely see you with people and someone specifically. Okay. That's what those cards are about then. I'll get back to that divorce issue. So, yeah, around New Year's, maybe a little after. Um, okay, so how can you meet because you know social life? Okay. I don't believe in those dating apps. Okay, I'll just say that, but they do work for some people. I think there's a lot of curve to the fact that there could be a lot of catfishing going on. So you need to force yourself to go out. Like just you go for a walk in the park, or if you have a dog, or take the dog for a walk in the park, or um, I'm seeing a bowling alley. um, and that's where like I met my first boyfriends and things. So what they're telling me is you need to go do stuff that you're not actually used to doing. Um, I mean, they're saying join a gym, join just group activities, and you will meet people through there. You'll meet somebody long term through there. It might take a little bit, but it will happen. Okay. Um, a low vibration. Good call. Okay. So this is where your financial losses come in. Divorce, and the isolation. You got the Five of Pentacles. Fives are always crazy cards. Like number fives too are a little crazy. So yeah, lots of insecurity I can feel. Even though it's you that wanted the divorce, correct? And you have a lot of confusion going on. Yeah. You know what really truly feel is that you feel almost guilty for marrying this person when other people saw things, and you should have, but you didn't. You ignored them. And you shouldn't feel that way. You should feel that you learned a lesson. Like, okay, so my friend Holly had a extremely harmful marriage, extremely harmful, and it had been the first person she'd been with, and so she thought she had to marry him because of her religious roots. Um, but she got out of that marriage, and I'm totally missing my point because there's so much. Oh, right. And she had said to me that she got a child out of it, was good, but she said that she didn't like that she married him at all. The thing is, you learned so much through that marriage that's going to strengthen you in your next step in your life that you had to go through it. You had to understand it because you weren't learning those lessons any other way. Um, oh, Rachel, everybody warned Holly too, and she didn't listen. I'm just, it's a common thing. So don't feel guilty. Don't feel embarrassed. You're moving on now. The last card I have here for you is there's a lot of confusion with you, and I think it has to do with this. Yeah, that's what Holly had. Um, did you or are you going to move from him away from where this person is? Because I do see it's like a short move, but a move. And in doing that, you're going to gain, okay, in doing that, you're going to gain a lot of strength and wow, you did a lot of good karmic work on this one. Whenever you're feeling bad about this, I want you to literally write down, I learned how to, and make a list of what you learned through that marriage and the divorce. Um, because it's hard right after you leave, and having to get papers against him and everything. Of course, he was desperate for you to come back. He wants you as his source. And, you stayed there as his source, meaning that you gave him energy to be narcissistic. And he doesn't have anybody else right now to do that. As soon as he finds somebody else, he's going to be gone. I'm going to do one more for you, Rachel. Okay. Past, present, future. Okay. So past, a lot of conflict and disagreement. You got the Six of Swords. Ooh, yeah, it even says here, harmful relationships. And that card is in the past. So we're going to move on there. Right now, you have a lot of energy and you're passionate and you're kind of impulsive. Like you want to go do something. Oh, okay, there we go. They're saying you need to go do stuff for yourself where it's like joining a club or joining a fitness or something that you like. Okay, join it for you, not necessarily to meet other people. And it will come to fruition. Okay. And that's where the bowling alley was for me because I really liked my grandfather taught me how to bowl. So I really liked it there. Um, in the future, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is one of the best cards in the deck. Um, you can manifest anything. And this is, yeah, let me just check back. You're the one who said you were so spiritual, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, good. Um, you're going to be able to manifest this. So, what I want you to do is meditate every day, possibly before you go to sleep. Just find anything on YouTube that's meditation. I have a few on my channel, meditations, but I want you to meditate every day and visualize what you want happening in your life like it is actually happening. All right. And then ask your spirit guides to please let this happen. Um, You do that to sleep. Okay, now you really want to get down to manifesting. Okay. Um, I don't see any children here. Or they're doing okay. So I don't see any children. Let me put that struggling. I'll put it that way. Okay. I do private readings, Rachel. My email's at the top of the chat, and you can just email me. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I see no children, but that's what I mean. There are children. So you'd miscarriages. So they're on the other side watching you and watching you and hating what you went through, but happy that you're moving on. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. I'd love it if you spread the word. That would be helpful. You can like and subscribe to this channel. Rachel, let me get put this down. Let's see here. I'll just move it down. That's my email. If you want to email me and see about private reading, I'm thinking about doing like a Christmas private reading bonanza, and I will announce that later this week if I decide that. Okay. Um, this is why I said moving. I see you moving. Okay. And it's strangely enough, they're showing me a rainbow moving over the rainbow, like somewhere you've always wanted to be. And it's not going to be it's not a large house. It's just a place where you feel sanctuary. Maybe behind a gated community would be ideal for you. And like I said, as soon as he finds somebody else, he's going to be gone. Okay. All right. Rachel, I do want to tell you that your karmic pattern is one of them is people pleasing and the other one is shame. So you have a lot of situations in your life where you put yourself to the side and please other people. And that's a karmic pattern that you do need to get rid of. And the shame pattern is where you have situations where you get embarrassed easily or it's shameful to you for some reason, or other people are thinking it's shameful. That's another karmic pattern that you would need to break in order to flow. So your life's supposed to flow without any bumps. So if you think about like the whitewater rafting, it's not like that at all. It's just a flowy river. And when you hit a bump, you're going to say you feel weird or something's wrong. You're going to say, I see it, I feel it, I release it. I choose again and choose what you actually want. Okay. But we have shame and people pleasing, which is a common, honestly, combination. And we can talk more about that if you set up the time with me. All right, hold on. Let me just. Okay, good. All right. So I think if there's nobody else, we're going to end this with Rachel on a good note. You will. Thank you so much, Rachel. I look forward to your email. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. And I will see you guys next week at 11 a.m.